So here in the studio, we've got, I'll just do a little, Pat is here, and Susan is here, and Liz is here. So we are ready to roll. So I'm going to put you on mute, which you can feel free to come off if there's something you can't hear. So anyone who is in the area, and I think most of you are here online in the Northeast, have been enjoying amazing weather and the magnificence of the spring. The red buds are out. It's just a gorgeous time of year. So I wanted to connect, to focus on that idea of beauty. With our eyes, we see the beauty all around us, but I want to invite us to connect with a sense of beauty in an even deeper way. And I think about the Native American spirituality that teaches that the idea of beauty is a sense of being in harmony with all beings, all of nature, and being able to see divinity kind of emanating from all things. So it's a deeper sense of wholeness and connection and harmony when we are living in beauty and walking in beauty. And so I'd like to build our practice this morning around a Navajo chant, a Navajo prayer, which I've turned into a chant. Or Dine is another name for the Navajo Nation, the traditional indigenous name. And it has some hand motions, and so I'm going to invite you to join with me in doing those hand motions as a way to connect with that prayer. And so it's a body prayer, and also as a way to warm up and open the upper body and deepen the breath. So come into your yogic seat, and I'm going to put on a little drone here. Lengthening up through your spine, reaching the crown of the head to the sky, rooting the tailbone down into the earth, and as you lengthen through your spine, inviting a little space between the vertebrae, lifting the lower ribs away from the hips, rolling the shoulders down and back, beginning our practice with a nice wide open heart. Take a deep breath in, filling all the way up into the chest. Like as you're breathing in, you're taking in that sense of beauty, savoring it for a moment as you hold, and then exhale with a sigh, release. And another deep breath in. Slowly filling up to the brim as you draw the breath all the way up to surround the heart and even higher up to the collarbones. Pause in that sense of fullness and exhale, release. See if there's anything in the mind that you can allow to dissolve and release and soften. Another deep breath in, filling all the way up, and let it go. And with eyes open with a soft gaze, and we invite you to reach your hands forward, palms turned up in that gesture of receiving that beauty. And the chant goes like this. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, touch the earth. Beauty above. And as you reach up, see if you can avoid scrunching the shoulders. Keep the shoulders dropped down, but keep the arms reaching and open and reach through your whole side body. And then opening wide. Beauty beside me with palms turned up, shoulders rolled open, heart spread wide. And all around me, make a big circle overhead. Taking in all the beauty, all 360 degrees. Beauty in circles, me making a big circle in front of you. With love, palm over palm, draw that beauty into the heart. So we're gathering it in to our heart. Again, beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty in circles, me with love. Let's take a little, put a little rhythm to it, okay? All right. Here we go. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty in circles, me with love. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty in circles, me with love. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty in circles, me with love. One more time. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty in circles, me with love. Let's just breathe that in. Take a deep breath in, filling all the way up into the chest. Exhale, release. We think about beauty in that way as a way of being in our harmony and seeing the divinity in all things, in every pair of eyes that we meet, in every flower and every blade of grass. That is really the deeper meaning of the word yoga, to be in union with the inherent divinity in all things. So taking a deep breath in, interlace your fingers. Exhale, press away, round the spine, chin to chest. Draw the shoulders forward, draw the navel in. Inhale, lifting up, taking opposite movement of the spine, bringing the lower ribs forward, rocking forward on your sit bones, hands back. Exhale, press away. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press away. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release, interlace your fingers behind you and find that yoga mudra, wide open heart. We'll have a little music today for our practice. Let me know if it gets too loud at home. Drawing the shoulder blades toward one another, opening wide through the heart. Keep long in the spine. Shoulders down and back. Exhale, release. Arms reach and rise. Reach through right, reach through left. And then I'll mirror you. Bring your right arm underneath into eagle arms. Wrapping the wrists or bringing the backs of the hands to one another. Find some movements here that help you explore this pose and open through the upper back, open between the shoulder blades so you can find some circles one way or the other, or lifting and lowering. See if you can find that juicy spot that you can breathe into. Lots of deep breath in and out through the nose with a gentle ujjayi. And then exhale, unwind your arms or reach the right arm to the sky. Reach up, root down with the left palm and take it into a side bend. Reaching long and away, taking another deep breath into your right fingertips. Exhale, deepen that side bend to open and expand through the ribs on the right side. Inhale, lift up, and exhale into a twist to your right. Shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Lead with the heart into the twist. Inhale, reach up. Palms come together. Exhale, down to the heart. We'll just bring palm over palm. Let that mudra today be a gathering in of that sense of beauty, that sense of wholeness and connection. Inhale, arms reach and rise. Again, reaching through right and left. This time, left arm comes underneath into your eagle arms. And explore the territory here. For some of you, eagle arms might be just giving yourself a hug. Whatever gets the shoulder blades to spread apart a little bit, open through the upper back. And unwinding your eagle arms and let the left arm rise to the sky. Find length and space first. Unshrug that left shoulder and take it into a side bend, reaching long and away. And keep both sitting bones anchored down. Breathe into your left fingertips, reach, exhale, deepen into the side bend. Inhale, reach up, exhale, take it into your twist. Melting the shoulders away from the ears, looking over your left shoulder. Releasing the twist, arms reach and rise, and palms come back together in that gesture of connecting with that beauty. Come into your table pose, hands and knees, and begin to explore cat-cow. Lots of breath. Finding a neutral spine, hands come forward just a couple of inches, begin to circle the hips. Making sure that each of these suggestions that I offer is a way to connect mindfully with what's alive in these different parts of your body rather than just having it be Simon says do this. If you want to come into a seal pose on your way and sweep through child's pose as those circles get bigger, feel free to explore a little deepening inquiry of those spinal undulations. You can try going the other way. Take it back to your child's pose. Let the forehead come to the mat. Reach the hands forward. Inhale, rising back up through table. Let's take it into a pigeon with the right knee forward behind the right wrist. You can wiggle your right foot a little closer to your left hand and slide your left leg back. Now we're just going to do a roly-poly pigeon, so you don't need to put anything underneath your right buttock. We're just going to swing the hips side to side. You roll onto your right buttock and then square the hips, which will probably lift that right buttock off, but you're going to support yourself on your fingertips or fists. And then I invite you to take some spinal waves here as you square the hips and square the shoulders. Find some dolphin waves of the spine. I like to imagine that I've got a string behind the heart lifting me up. So I come up like a puppet. I'm a puppet on a string. The chin is tucked and comes up. Head comes up at the very end, and then lead with the heart to dive down. So we're still inviting those fluid undulations. And you can also come into your pigeon sphinx here and hang out here if you'd like, or come into a pigeon twist where you're going to take your left hand to grab the right knee, right hand just beside that knee, and straighten the arm as you press into that hand, that right hand, and press into your left elbow. So you're taking a nice spinal twist here with a little leverage. And releasing, bring the hands again under the shoulders. Press it back to a downward facing dog to stretch the backs of the legs. Take your dog for a little walk before we do the other side. Really tilt that tailbone up and back, melt the heart down toward your toes. And you can float the knees back down into table and slide the left foot forward, coming into your pigeon. And we'll start by taking it as a dancing, roly-poly pigeon. Just massaging the glutes on the left side, inviting the hip to open. You can pay attention to where your toes are on your left foot. You can start with your pigeon being with your heel, left heel close to right hip crease, or juice it up a little bit by moving that foot away a little more forward. And then take those spinal waves. Dolphin waves, moving with breath. And coming into any other pigeon exploration that you experimented with on the other side, maybe just coming into pigeon sphinx with sphinx arms, or taking it into that twist, grabbing the left knee with the right hand, pressing the left hand into the mat, straightening that arm as much as it's comfortable to go into that twist. Looking up at the sky, perhaps. Yeah. And then releasing, bring the hands under the shoulders and slowly find your way back into your downward facing dog. Let the low belly draw toward the tops of the thighs, let the heart melt down. Let the fingertips reach down and forward like you're digging them right into the earth. Imagine that you're trying to tear the front of your mat off as you press down and away. That's going to send your shoulders toward your lower body, which is what you want. And then drawing the shoulders over the wrists, coming into your plank pose. Nice firm plank. Knee down is always an option. Notice if your butt is up in the air or sagging down, and see if you can firm your core. Activate the abdominal muscles enough to bring the body into one long line. Unshrug the shoulders away from the ears. Big breath in, and then lower down knees, chest, chin, or down onto your belly, whatever's comfortable here. So when you're in knees, chest, and chin, you don't want your elbows down. You want your elbows up and drawn in. You're kind of like a grasshopper here. Lift that butt. You can even walk your knees a little closer to your hips. And then inhale into your cobra, which could be a baby cobra, just chest, or full cobra, rolling the whole torso off of the mat, bending elbows, looking up, opening the throat, reaching toes back and planting them down. Exhale, release, and press through table or plank back to down dog. Take another deep breath in and out in your downward facing dog, and we'll take that sequence again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lowering down, knees, chest, chin, or onto your belly. Inhale into cobra, low or high. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, I'm going to invite you to bring the feet between the hands. So that could be a little hop, landing with bent knees as quietly as you can, or walking your feet. Come into a forward bend. And let the spine just hang out. Let the head be loose. Find some yes, no, and maybe you want to take it as a rag doll with just the arms hanging down or grabbing opposite elbows. Take as much bend in the knees as you need. And then bending the knees a little bit more, we'll roll up, stacking one vertebra on top of another. As you come to standing, roll the shoulders down and back. Let the arms rise like the sun. Reach through right, reach through left. Palms come together. And to the heart, bring the hands into that mudra, palm over palm. As you root down in your mountain pose through the tailbone, sending energy down through the legs to connect with earth, up through the crown to connect with sky, letting that heart be that meeting place between earth and sky. Reach the hands forward. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me. Beauty above, coming into your extended mountain. Beauty beside me, wide open heart. And all around me, beauty encircles me with love. Once again, gathering in. I'm going to take it into a vinyasa flow. Arms reach and rise. Arch back, heart, hands gaze to the sky. Exhale, take a slow dive, bow to the earth into your forward fold. Take a half lift, slide the fingertips up the shins, flat back, spreading the sit bones wide. Exhale, fold, hands frame the feet. Here I'm going to invite you to step right back to plank so you can bend the knees and do the opposite, taking a hop, or you can walk. If you take that hop, make sure you firm your core so you land nice and strong without letting the hips sink down. Flow it through your vinyasa to come into down dog. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'm going to step through with the right foot. So if you'd like to take it into a three-legged dog first, you can lift those toes high or come through table to come into your low lunge. Left knee lowers down, shoulders soften away from the ears. Use blocks if it's helpful, or fingertips. Connecting with the beauty of the earth by reaching the hips down, lengthening up through the crown of the head. And as the inner thighs come toward one another, reach skyward. Navel lift. Big inhale, exhale, hands clasped behind you. Wide open heart. Let those shoulder blades kiss. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Step it back to plank and flow it through. I think I'm going to turn up the fan a little bit. It's kind of got, it's, yeah. I'll put it on number 2 here. Okay. All right, so as you meet in downward facing dog, I'm going to step through with the left foot. If you did a three-legged dog, you can do it on this side. Inhale, lift the toes high. Exhale, float that foot through. And let the right knee come down, left knee over ankle. Notice if there's any shoulder scrunching, and unscrunch, lengthen through the spine. And land softly, mindfully in your low lunge. Inner thighs toward the center, hands reach skyward, pinky spin inward, heart is open, abdominal lift. Tail rooting down. Exhale, clasp hands behind you. Inhale, opening heart. Big breath in, right in through that heart center. Exhale, release, frame that foot, and step it back to plank. And flow it through. This time, you may be ready for Chaturanga Up Dog if that's part of your yoga repertoire. Up Dog straightens the arms, lifts the hips and thighs. May be hard to see on the screen, but my thighs are floating about an inch above the mat. Shoulders draw back and heart comes forward. Roll over the toes to come into down dog. Otherwise, take that knees, chest, chin, that's fine, or even child. We're gonna step through with the left foot. With the right foot again. This time, if you want to take your three-legged dog into a kick-asana, you can stack the right hip on top of the left with the heel on the left heel close to the, right heel close to left buttock. I've got my right and left all screwed up here. And step it through into high lunge. And here in your high lunge, maybe you'll be using your blocks underneath so that you can relax the shoulders a little bit and just plant the blocks under your shoulders, arm bones stacked. Maybe take a few pulses here. I'm gonna lower the music a little. I think it's too loud. Yeah. And really press back through that left heel. And let's take it into a twist. So you can either have your block flat or you can place your palm or fist on the floor and come into your revolved side angle twist, reaching right hand high, stacking shoulders, keeping the body long and wide. Big breath, exhale, release, step it back and flow it through as you enjoy. Take your time, sync it up with your breath. Meet in downward facing dog. And we're going to take it through with the left foot, same thing. Lift it high, kick your butt if you did that on the other side. Float that left foot through and take a few pulses here in your high lunge so that back knee is lifted, pressing out through the back heel. And when you're ready, you can take it into your revolved side angle, long and wide. From heel to crown is a long line. From lower hand to upper hand is a long line. Big inhale as you grow long and wide. Exhale, release. And step it back into your plank and flow it through. And see if you can land in your down dog as a resting pose. Find the place where you have minimal effort to sustain the pose, and letting the body become a frame that supports a moment of rest here. And it's always fine to lower those knees down and be in either puppy stretch or child. So we're going to take it with the right foot forward. We're going to do one more sequence here. So whatever flair you enjoy, you can kick butt. You can even take a moment of, those of you who like the wild thing and do the woohoo, yeah, can do that. However you want to step it through, we're going to get that right foot through, and we're going to spin the left heel inward 45 degrees. So you're going to come into the foot setup for your side angle, bringing your right forearm to right thigh. Heel lined up with instep of the left leg. And I'm not mirroring you here. So reach long and away, diagonal line. Notice if your stance is too short and the hip is sticking up, you want that unbroken diagonal. Take a deep breath in, breathe into your fingertips, unshrug your shoulder on that left side, firm your core, roll the hip ribs open. Yeah. Okay, take it into a bind if that feels good. So you can reach that upper hand back behind you, back of the hand to the hip, or maybe you can grab your thigh, roll the shoulders open, look up at the sky. Keep pressing into that right forearm. And then reach long and away, breathe into it, a deep breath into those fingertips, and wheel open into your warrior two. Shoulders over hips. Knee toward pinky toe, hips toward long end of your mat. And we'll take it into a dancing whatever your expression of dancing warrior is, maybe looking up at your palm, make it into sky gazing warrior. Exhale back through warrior 2 and straighten that front leg. That might feel good to give that front leg a rest. But we're going to take it into triangle pose. So, starting by lifting the soles of the feet, creating pada bandha, or lift of the soles. Drawing energy up from the earth all the way up. Lift the kneecaps, lift and engage the quads. Let that lift come all the way up through your core to your heart, out your fingertips. You're going to tilt that right hip down and reach long and away like you're reaching along the countertop for the cookie jar. Reach for that cookie jar and then pivot on the arms so that you've got a vertical line from one hand to the other. Now you want to stay high enough so that your spine is long. You do not want to go into a rounded, curvy spine. So you're going to think about that spine as an arrow telescoping out of the pelvic bowl. Bring the hip pointers forward. You're going to be in one plane. You can play with an extended triangle, upper arm through in line with the ear, palm facing down, or you can play with a bind here, rolling open, looking up at the sky. Your lower hand can be on your shin or back of the hand to the calf. Grow long, reach out through the crown of the head, and then reach up for the golden cord. Let it draw you up to come back to that preparatory position. You're doing great. And cartwheel the arms down as you bend the knee. You're coming into a lunge. I'm going to give you a little yogi's choice moment here. So if you need a rest, just lower that back knee down into a low lunge. If you want something a little more invigorating, spring off that back leg, come into either a warrior 3, maybe using blocks, long line through the back body, hips level, or into a standing split, bringing that left foot as high as you can, nose towards shin. So play with that for a moment. Take it as gentle or as vigorous as you need. Maybe even bringing hands behind the calf if you're doing that standing split as a balance play. And then floating that back leg down. Let it land softly. Step it back to plank, flow it through your vinyasa. If you want to conserve your energy, just take a rest in child before we do the other side. So listen to your body. This is not a contest to be tough on yourself or macho. You want to just find that sweet spot where you're doing, inviting in just enough effort, just enough tapas or inner fire to discipline yourself, but enough gentleness so that you are honoring yourself. So we're going to step through from your downward dog with the left foot. So take whatever flair. If you flipped your dog, you can flip your dog and go, woohoo! Take it into the three-legged if you did that, and step it through into the high lunge as a preparation to spin that back heel inward. Heel to instep, lines up, forearm to thigh, and take it into that extended side angle. Yeah. So, extended side angle, you think about the diagonal, so your fingertips are going to come toward me. Yes, there you go. From the outer edge of your right foot there to your fingertips. Beautiful. And pay attention to this knee press into my hand right there. So you want to draw that knee toward the pinky toe, just like you do in your warrior 2. Take it into your bind. If you played with that on the other side, look up at the sky. Activate your core, lift to support this pose. And then wheel open into your warrior 2. And take a moment to get steady and comfortable in your warrior 2. Yeah. Check the alignment of your feet. Check your shoulders aligned with hips. Beautiful. Check that your tailbone is rooting down. Press into my hand here. Yes. Yeah. Just little subtle movements can make a huge difference. Take it into your dancing warrior. lifting up and away. Look up at your upper hand. Notice if you're taking Dancing Warrior and making that leg straight, and see if you can keep the warrior legs opening, taking that nice stretch through the side body. And exhale back into your Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg, lift up through the soles of the feet. Lift up through the spine, open in the heart. Reach for the cookie jar, so you're going to let that left hip drop. Right hip lifts up and rolls open. So you want to notice if there's any folding of the hips. Think about yourself as sandwiched between those two panes of glass. If your lower hand rests on your shin, that's fine for support, to invite a long arrow-like spine. Or if you use the back of the hand inside your calf, then you're actually encouraging your body to use core strength more to hold it up. Take it into playing with extended triangle. That gives you a lovely side stretch here. Or bind. Rolling shoulder open, rolling entire torso open, looking up at the sky after you lengthen out through the crown of the head. Golden cord is hanging down. Let it draw you up slowly. Exhale, land in your Warrior Two. And then we're going to cartwheel down and play with whatever you did on the other side. So if you just lowered the knee and took a rest, which is an absolutely wonderful thing to do, or you sprung off into a Warrior Three, maybe taking airplane arms, maybe temple arms, or maybe you took it into a standing split, maybe with hand behind the calf, making it a balance pose. Explore and play. Yep. Maybe opening up into your half moon if that feels good. Take it as a yogi's choice moment here. Don't need to hold it for very long. Beautiful. Lifting up shoulders a little more. So come onto your fingertips if you can, onto the blocks, so you can have a flat back here. Yes. All right. So, floating that back leg down and stepping it back to plank. One more time. Your final round of the connecting vinyasa. So, take it nice and slow. Have fun with it. Enjoy. Take the back bend of your choice. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Now you may want to try to come into, we're going to come into a forward bend. You may want to try to to do that with a little hop, or like we did before, or you can walk. Come into, just want to try not to land with a loud thud, and just let everything go. Even making a little bit of noise there, taking a deep breath in, make a sound of letting go. Now, since we're here, let's drop the hips halfway into your chair pose and bring your hands into that mudra, palm over palm, okay? So it's in the challenging moments of our life where we're invited to see if that's where the rubber meets the road, connect with the beauty. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above. Beauty beside me, you got this, and all around me. Beauty encircles me with love. Rising up slowly. Inhale, reach through the right, reach through the left. Palms come together. Back to the heart, palm over palm. Let's take a moment to let the breath slow down. Feel the pulse of the heart. Feel beauty alive in you as your breath, as your heartbeat, as prana flowing through you and lighting up every cell. Let's take it into the tree pose. Everyone has their own way of doing tree. If you need to do it against the wall and make the sound of one hand clapping, you can do that. Tree can be with the sole of the foot inside thigh or inside calf. Another way to do tree is to have the heel come to the hip crease, but that's a little more challenging to get that to stay and to keep the spine long that way. So find what serves you today in your tree pose. And in exploring the hand motions, you might want to take that mantra, that chant, beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me. Beauty encircles me with love. Releasing when you're ready, shaking out the standing leg. Other side. Fixing your gaze a few feet in front of you on the floor, rooting tailbone down, lifting up through the crown. Beauty before me. Beauty behind me. Beauty beneath me. Beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me. Beauty encircles me with love. Releasing when you're ready, and shake out the standing leg. I invite you to come down onto your mat. And I would like to take a few moments of inversion. And that could be your shoulder stand and plow. I always like to enter from plow. If you're doing your plow and your shoulder stand, you want to bring the elbows as close together as possible. Support yourself on the low back. You can do your plow bent knee or straight leg. If your feet don't want to reach the earth, that's fine. Just keep supporting yourself with the hands on your low back. If your toes are curled under and you feel nice and grounded with your feet in your plow pose, then you can release the hands and clasp them like you do with bridge. You can come into your shoulder stand, supporting yourself on either side of the spine. And some of you may want to come right into a bridge pose if that's part of your repertoire and your sequence here. So take a moment, and some of you will just have legs up in the air or legs on a block. So take a few moments to explore being upside down, which is good for the brain. It sends all that blood and life force to the brain. If it hurts your neck, let me know. Okay. Soften the muscles around the face. Yeah, just breathe. Yeah. So you, even if your feet aren't up in the air, you still get the nice benefit of nourishing the thyroid and nourishing the brain. Yeah. And maybe your inversion is just going to be to have your hips on a block and your feet on the floor in a supported bridge. That's absolutely fine. It'll take another minute or two. And when we're holding a pose for a while, whether it's a restorative pose with support underneath you, or whether you've got legs up the wall, or you're doing even just a freestanding a shoulder stand or even headstand, you want to take this opportunity to focus on the rhythm of your breathing. Soft, even ujjayi breaths, slow and deep. Some poses tend to cause us to restrict with our breathing. So it's good to bring your attention to, how am I breathing right now? How is the breath moving through me? I'm going to invite you to begin to transition out of your inversion pose, letting your back body land on the mat, and hug your knees in toward your chest. In Apanasana, give yourself that embrace, rock side to side. And then plant your feet on the mat. I'm going to invite you to come into a bridge pose. And some of you might want to hold for 3 to 5, even 7 breaths in bridge. And some of you might want to just come back into a supported bridge. But actually, I'd like to suggest, if you already did a supported bridge, just try your bridge pose as a dynamic moving bridge, rolling up like that string of pearls being lifted off, one pearl at a time, up to shoulders, and rolling down, syncing it up with breath. That actually strengthens your abdominal muscles, brings a little more body awareness to how you're moving as you try to isolate one vertebra at a time. Or if you feel like you want to enjoy the holding bridge, you can take that bridge, clasp your hands if you can get your upper arms to roll underneath, and hold, keeping the knees over the ankles, inner thighs active toward the midline. Heart spreads wide when you get those hips higher than your heart, and press the top of the chest toward the chin. So either take a rolling bridge here or a holding bridge. Moving and breathing mindfully. And if you're doing the rolling bridge, just let yourself rest after this next one. If it feels good to take a Apanasana, hugging thighs in, or take happy baby, you can do that. And if you're doing the holding bridge, you can begin to lower down. And again, you can take that same exploration, what feels like a good response, complement to that back bend. I'm going to invite you to try one more exploration of bridge pose. So you can go back to the rolling bridges if you'd like that, or a supported bridge. Those of you who want a little more challenge, what I'm going to invite you to do is lift up into your bridge, and from your bridge pose, this is the challenge. Notice how high your hips are. Hopefully they're higher than your heart if you can. And then lift one leg to the sky, straight up in a vertical line, sole of the foot to the sky. And see if you can do that without dropping the hip. So you're going to really activate the opposite thigh. And then from that lifted leg, after a couple of breaths here, you can transition right into a bridge figure 4. So you're going to turn that lifted leg, knee out to the side, open hip into your figure 4, meet above the ankle to the thigh of the leg that's pressing into the floor, and see if you can keep that hip from sagging down. Keep those hips high. See if you can hold for 2 or 3 breaths here. before slowly releasing and coming back down to earth. Yeah, that's a strong one, huh? All right. We're going to try it on the other side. So roll up into your bridge and see if you can slowly press one foot to the sky without letting the hips sag, keeping both hips level. If it helps to clasp your hands, that can help you maintain that lift a little bit more. And you might feel the opposite leg on fire a little bit. Enjoy that. You are alive. And open the hips with your figure four. See if you can do that without letting the hip on that side sink down. Hips level. Open heart. And when you're ready to release, slowly planting that foot back down, roll down with control. And take it into a prana response, either happy baby or maybe rocking side to side. Maybe you want to take it into a bound angle if you really enjoy the opening your hips. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's good. Yeah, you kept the control. Yeah, take it into the. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Only thing I would suggest is instead of meeting on your ankle, meet here. That way you're not. Yeah. And press into my hand here. Yeah, and keep. Yeah, that. Yeah. Good. 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 Yeah. So I am going to invite you now to come into a twist of your choice that you would enjoy. So that could be, some of you who like a little juicier twist might want to come into eagle legs and take it into twisted root. And in any of these twists, your palms are going to be out to your side, shoulder height. I like to have palms down and really anchor the backs of the shoulders into the mat. And let the knees come to one side. If you're doing the twisted root in eagle legs, if your right leg is on top, you're going to let your knees come down to the left. And in our twists, we want the knees to be in line with the pelvis. Turning your head in opposite direction, the opposite direction your knees are going. Or you could take L shape, what's called a revolved abdomen twist. If there's a lot of space in between your thighs, then place a block or blanket in between them. Some of you may prefer straight leg with bent knee, kind of a twisted tree here, bent knee over straight leg. Either way, both shoulders soften into the mat and head turns opposite your knee. And if you're in the T position and you're doing this twisted, kind of twisted tree, you can use the opposite hand to guide that knee down. So you can take this hand and just invite, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's where you can also take the opportunity to intentionally let the breath get a little slower and deeper. These twists are a wonderful way to wind down and bring calm and balance to the nervous system. Wring out any residual tension like you're wringing out a wet rag. Some people don't like that image. They say, I'm not a wet rag. But think of it as a rag soaked in the nectar of life. And you're squeezing, want to squeeze out every drop. Enjoying that. And when you're ready, See if you can gradually, mindfully transition to the other side. Centering your hips and your shoulders first before you come into the twist on the other side. Doing this kind of spinal twist, it's often helpful to scooch the bottom hip over into the opposite direction. So take a little, and that gives you a little bit more range of the twist in the lower back. Breath long and slow and deep. Breathe and enjoy. When you're ready, find your way into a comfortable Shavasana. And if you need to take a moment to find a rolled up blanket or bolster underneath you. And would you like a bolster? Okay, good. What would you like? Did I steal your blanket? Was that over on this side? Here. I don't know what happened. Okay. So let the eyes close. Let the earth receive you. Palms up in that gesture of, that mudra of being open to connect with the beauty all around you. The beauty of being alive. I want to offer you these words from Eckhart Tolle. Beyond the beauty of the external forms, there is more here. Something that cannot be named. Something ineffable. Some deep inner holy essence. Whenever and wherever there is beauty, this inner essence shines through somehow. It only reveals itself to you when you are present. Could it be that this nameless essence and your presence are one and the same? Would it be there without your presence? Go deeply into it and find out for yourself. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty encircles me with love. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty encircles me with love. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty encircles me with love. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into the fingers and toes and the head. Slowly find a way onto your side into fetal position. So you might want to hug your knees in or maybe take a long stretch first. Take your time finding your way up into a yogic seat. And to bookend our practice, I would invite you to join me in closing our practice with this prayer. Hands reaching forward, palms turned up. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty encircles me with love. One more time. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty beneath me, beauty above, beauty beside me, and all around me, beauty encircles me with love. Bring that mudra of connecting with beauty into your heart. Breathe that in. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I didn't think we needed an om after that. It's just fine the way it was. So we're going to take 10 minutes of meditation. So coming into your asana, your yogic seat, with the same kind of rooting down and lifting up that we do in a standing mountain. We find that in our yogic seat. Some people actually call this seat the mountain pose. heart open. And find a mudra that's comfortable for your hands, either palms down or backs of the hands resting on your thighs. Or Gyan Mudra, which is the mudra of wisdom, bringing thumbs and first fingers together. Just letting your other fingers extend in a relaxed way. Take a moment to soften around the brow, the cheekbones, and the jaw. Let the shoulders continue to melt away from the ears. Back of the neck is long, chin is level. You're centered on your sitting bones. And if we've been using yogic breathing, ujjayi breathing, 3-part breaths, it's a wonderful breathing practice for our asana flow. For now, I invite you to let it go and let the breath find its own natural rhythm and pace. When we come into mindfulness meditation, we can begin by just connecting with our senses. So if there's sounds that you're noticing around you, whether it's nature sounds outside or the hum of the fan, just notice what's coming into your awareness as sound. Without getting caught in the story or thinking about it, just noticing what sounds are passing through your awareness, your field of awareness. Notice the sensation that might be active in the body, perhaps feeling your sitting bones on your cushion, perhaps feeling the lips gently touching one another, or maybe you've got some other body sensations, perhaps in the hips or shoulders. We're not trying to push anything away or resist anything, just notice what's there. And sometimes just the noticing gives us the opportunity to soften around it a little bit, if there's any discomfort. Notice if there's any smells wafting through your field of awareness. Even taste. As the tongue rests on the upper palate, tip of the tongue behind the upper teeth, perhaps you can actually taste the inside of your mouth. Noticing whether it's dry or moist, or whether it has a particular flavor tone. And then notice where you sense the breath, whether it's in the chest and the belly or at the nostrils. And without any manipulation of the breath, just let the awareness rest on that natural wave of in-breath and out-breath. Just gently noting, breathing in and breathing out. If the mind wanders, just gently and easily return to the breath. It's that moment of remembrance that is the essence, that is the presence that we want to cultivate. So it's never a problem if the mind wanders. We get to enjoy that moment of bringing it back to the here and now, which is the only place where we can truly access the beauty that is our essence. Take a nice deep breath. Bring the hands together. Namaste.